welcome to our first session on AI in person. Liesel, can you minimize that, please? Our first session on AI in person, online. On Saturday, we had a session in person with our technology teachers, and it was really a wonderful experience. So thank you for joining us today. Like I said, this is our first session out of 3. Next week, or I think on the 14th or something, Liesel will be taking you through the second part, which is about teaching, and then the last part, which is about transformative learning. So then we're going to show you some tips on how you can incorporate this in your classroom to make your life easier. I know that, my emails, they are just incredible these days just because of AI. But at the end of it, at the end of March, we will then, after everything, release a course, yes, that has been certified by Microsoft and has SACE points, yay, for you to complete. It is just 2.5 hours online. You get your certificate, says that you are certified by Microsoft, you understand AI, and then you'll get some wonderful SACE points as well. So stick with us through everything. Our amazing presenters today are Miss Liesel Maritz. She's from Kentridge Primary. And then we have Mr. JC van Willig, who is also a teacher at Parow High School. So like I said, you have the best of both. You have your primary school educator and you have your high school educator. So you see, we cater to everybody. So thank you, and I hope you stick with us through this month so that you can get your amazing certificate at the end of our series. So thank you, Liesel and JC. If you would just want to quickly introduce yourselves for those of you who still don't know Liesel and JC.
You, Melissa, and there we go. Now you can see my face. Hello, everybody. I am super excited to be here this afternoon. Jace is my co-pilot this afternoon. He's going to keep an eye on the chat for us. He's going to run some polls. He's going to interrupt me. And I agree with Melissa. I love that Jace is a high school teacher. So all the things that we're going to talk about, all things we're going to do and look at, I'm going to give it kind of like from a primary school perspective, and then Jace is going to gooi with a high school perspective. So welcome everybody. Please remember to sign the register. It's very important for our stats and for our data. And then without further ado, we are going to dive right in. I'm going to keep my camera on just for that little personal touch. However, if JC sees that it becomes a little bit wonky, then I'm going to turn it off, but let's see how this goes. So welcome to this afternoon's session where we're going to look at AI. And we're going to look at how to work smarter, not harder. Now, what is going on here? I apologize. Let's try again. There we go. We're going to look at this afternoon at working smarter, not harder. And the AI world has exploded. It is mind-boggling. It is insane what's happening at the moment in our world. And do we have to be afraid of it? Do we engage with it? Do we work with it? Do we avoid it? How do we incorporate it into our teaching? How do we incorporate it in our lives? Is it already in our lives? That is also a good question to ask. We're going to look at all of those items. Sorry, I just want to get my tablet. But before we go, JC, are you here? Are you with us? I'm in presenters mode, so I can't see the chat. I'm hoping that JC is going to be with us. Melissa, and
Yes, he is there. He is
okay.
here.
Okay,
His mic is on. He wants to introduce himself quickly, Liesel.
Yes, go ahead, JC.
Oh, no sound from his mic. I think there might be a challenge there.
Okay. Josie, are you with us? Okay. So Josie, whenever you're ready, please interrupt me and introduce yourself, who you are, why you are awesome, because you are. I do promise. He is an amazing high school teacher. I love working with him. Okay, so back to the presentation. So Melissa, if you can then manage this for me, or Jace, if you can hear me, run a poll for me and tell me which of these three images were created by AI. So I'm gonna give it a few seconds. Please communicate with me on what the poll says, and then we will give it a few seconds and then give the answer. Are we running the poll?
Yep.
Cool. What is the result so far? Who's the winning image so far in our poll?
No one has clicked on the poll yet. I'm viewing the results. Okay, so we've got 60% say A. And we've got 20% says B and 20% says C. Liesl, can you just reshare again, please? Just dropped.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
Okay, now 50% says A and 38% says B and 13% says C. Oh, you're confusing them now.
Nee, that's interesting. I like
No.
that is
Yes.
very interesting. Okay, so these are the images. Okay, so I'm gonna put everybody out of their curiosity. The result is A. This image was generated by AI. And if we go back, if I ask people in that I work with, listen, guys, what do you say? Which one was generated by AI? A lot of people also wanted to say A because it's just too perfect. They said it's just too perfect. So the sun is not shining, it's just too perfect. But AI was image A was generated by AI, but it wasn't a clear decision, right? There was a doubt, and that is how amazing AI can be in our world, where we can interact with these things with images and create brand new images that's never existed before using AI. Okay, so the next one that we are going to look at which one was generated by AI. And this is a poem, so you don't have to read the whole poem, just the general gist of it. Is it A or B?
Poll is launched.
Okay. This should be like a 50-50 thing.
It is A and B, 50-50.
Oh, yes, yes.
75% B. Oh, wow.
Okay. Happy ending the frog prince.
Again, 50-50. Woo!
Oh,
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a close one. I wonder.
A,
Okay.
57%.
Okay, 5, 4. Vote now. 3, 2, 1. The answer is A. A was generated by AI. And this also just goes to show that it's a brand new poem and you still cannot see the difference between man-made and AI generated. Okay, last one. Which one was generated by AI? Now this is report comments? Is it A, B, or C? A, B, or
Okay, they're
C?
popping it in the chat now. They're saying
Okay.
A, all three,
Yes.
B,
Oh, all three. Okay, that's an interesting choice.
E, A. Oh, you confused them. I think you broke them, Liesl.
As long as we can build them up again. We can put them back together like Lego. It's fine. We'll get there. Okay. Let's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All of them. All of them were generated by AI. And it's not, AI's got nothing to do with the length of the results. It's got to do with a whole lot of other things that I'm not going to spoil myself because I'm going to now interrupt myself here. But all of them were made from AI. Right. Thank you so much for participating in that little game. But what now? Now AI has taken over our world and it feels like our lives and it feels like our jobs. What now? And we know AI as this mean guy. If I talk to my kids in my class as well, and I teach grade R 1, 2, and 3, and they don't have filters. They say a thing as they see it, and that in us as adults as well, especially we that grew up with Terminator. AI is going to take over the world, and unfortunately, Hollywood has created this very bizarre culture and idea that robots are just going to wake up one day and say, oh, humans are evil, we need to help the human race by wiping it out. And unfortunately, that is so incredibly false. It's so incredibly Hollywood. Yes, those movies were based on AI, but it is absolutely not the case. Now, we have to change our perspective. And to change our perspective, we need to know where AI comes from and what is the history of AI. And more importantly, how long has AI been around? And the answer will surprise you. So in 1989, guys, I'm not gonna tell you how old I was in 1989 because then I'm gonna give my age away. But in 1989, they created an AI called DeepThink. And this AI system was designed to play chess and designed to beat or try and beat the grandmasters of AI of the world. And they thought, okay, well, if the AI can do that, then we have AI. And it did. The DeepThink, this AI system could beat the grandmasters of chess. And now the interesting thing about this is chess is an interesting game. Jaco loves saying this. He says chess is both critical thinking and creativity because it's logical thinking, but you have to be creative to work around your opponent's decisions. And that is what this DeepThink could do. He could combine logical thinking with creative abilities. And that is what we see with our AIs now. And I have to say, when this PowerPoint and series, 3-part series was made, it's only about, I think, a year ago. Melissa, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this was last year. And how far we've evolved already in a couple of months from AIs that were not and all able to generate images to these amazing images we see on social media and that some of us even use. And then then it took them a while. Then they took their time and they think, okay, no, let's just take a step back. And they kept on developing and they kept on working. And then 1997, IBM created another chess playing AI system, and it again defeated the world chess champion. And that AI was called Deep Blue. Then it took another couple of years. Then Google said, okay, we are going to tackle the game Go. It's a Chinese game and it's very, very complicated. It is, some would say, more complicated than chess. And they said, okay, we're going to make an AI system that's gonna beat the grandmasters of Go. And they called it AlphaGo. And in 2016, they created this AI, and it beats the grandmaster of Go. Now, if we're done with the course, go and Google or YouTube just the complexity of this game. I had to. I didn't know what it was, and it's extremely complicated. And what is the point of this? The point of this is, yes, there's 3 AIs, and it's been around since 1989, almost as old as I am. But does that make AI like the Terminator picture that we see on screen? Oh. These AI systems we just created to play a game. We're definitely not going to send them in to do heart surgery or brain surgery. They were just designed to do what they were supposed to. And they were designed by humans. If you ask an AI a question that is not in its code or not in its background or not in its programming, it's not going to work. So our perspective needs to change from Terminator to this little guy. And this little guy is there to assist us. This little guy is begging us, guys, use me. Let me help you. We are not going to get away with it. It is all around us. It's part of our lives. And through things in our everyday world, AI is already a part of us. We might know Siri, or a lot of us know Siri on our Apple phones. Some of us might know, I'm going to say her name and then she's going to now complain because I have her next to me, Alexa. And then we also have Google. And Google's got, we know now our phones, if we've updated our phones, we all of a sudden got this thing that pops up when we say Google or hey Google, then AI pops up. That is how quickly this developed. So it is it's engaging with us on a real-time, in-person level. Meta on WhatsApp is also now also a virtual assistant that is at our fingertips. Then we have social media, and Instagram, Facebook, all of our social media platforms customizes our feeds based on our likes. So at the background, AI is constantly running algorithms on what you like and don't like. And you've now realized that you would say a random word like beauty parlor. And the next time you open your Instagram, you'll start seeing ads on beauty and beauty parlors and massages and all those kind of things, because the algorithm picks it up, and it's at the background. It's there. Also on online shopping platforms like Takealot, One Day Own, okay, Takealot, Amazon, 60/60, good grief, 60/60 is a huge contributor of AI, because at the background it customizes both your shopping, it makes suggestions, it reminds you, hey, hang on, you might have missed something, and then it also calculates your payment, and then on top of that, it calculates the best route that the closest checkers to your house. And those also have AI to run systems and algorithms on the background. Your Uber rides, as I said now with 60/60, our Uber rides are optimized the day of the ride. It's cheaper in the morning or the day. The route, it's more expensive to the airport than just in your area. It matches your location to the closest driver. All of those things are aided by AI. And then obviously our Netflix or our streaming services, they instantly ask you for feedback. Did you like this? What did you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, quickly vote. And the moment you engage with those kinds of, I liked it, I didn't like it, even if you just search for it, it it completely changes your viewing preference and the suggestions that your streaming makes. I am so annoyed if my son, for example, goes on my Netflix profile instead of the kiddies Netflix profile, because then he messes up my whole viewing preference, because then all I see is what he watches. And so AI is all around us. It is behind the scenes, constantly analyzing what we do, what we say, and how we engage with our devices. Now, interesting thing about who we teach and why we teach and why we're doing this course is this generation, Gen Z. Now, I know, this is a sensitive word, because now the baby boomers and the alphas, and I don't even know all the terms. All of us are different generations. But why is the Gen Zs so significant in the era and the time that we're living in now? Let's also first look at who the Generation Z is. ZZ. All of these guys were born after 1995. So I can't look in the chat, but hands up if you're born after 1995. Melissa, tell me, whose hand up? Hands up, hands up.
I'm looking for all
Put
the
your
young
hands in
ones
the air.
here.
There we go. Oh,
Atika
I can actually see it.
Peterson. Yes, they're all putting up their
Ooh,
hands. All the young
hands
ones.
up. There we go.
Flavina.
Melissa, you and I will stand together. I cannot say that I'm
Yes,
a young one anymore. Ne?
definitely not.
No, no, no. And we will get to that now. But we also special. I think we need to make a whole new series on our generation, because I think our generation is very cool, because we were the turn of this whole technology thing. Okay. But let's stick with
Exactly.
the Gen Z. We'll give it to them today. You will have the spotlight. It is all about this generation. But why are we talking about the Gen Z? Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is the generation that we are teaching now. So in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, we're going to have to change it to the next one. I don't even know what the next generation is called, but it's evolving, it's moving, and we hear this so often. We hear this everywhere. How are we adapting to the person, the soul, the brain, the opportunity that is sitting in front of me? We are sitting with that potential, and how are we teaching them? How are we engaging with them? Do we understand them, or do we say, hang on, I don't care what generation they're from. It doesn't matter. We teach how we teach, and this is how we're going to do things. We cannot do this. And I'm going to actually prove it to you. Prove it. Wait, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself again. So this generation is also very tech driven in communication, and they rely heavily on technology in their everyday engagement. Except my daughter. I think she's a dud. She missed the boat somewhere, because she never answers a WhatsApp. She's never on Instagram. Simona, answer your phone. But okay, there's always an exception to the rule. But other than that, these youngsters have they don't think it's an issue, because it's just part of the world. It's a seamless integration of their natural world and their digital world. And guys, today I was teaching grade twos, and I'm busy talking about stranger danger. And I said to them, what do you understand of a username and a person that you see online? Okay, can we just remind each other, a 2-year-old is how old? 7, 8. Turning, yeah. Ne? Yes, 7, 8. This youngster, she says to me, Miss Ritz, the difference between the difference between a username and a real person is the person that I see in the real world, and the person that I see in the digital world. That was her raw answer to me. I did not give her that terminology. I've never spoken to her about this. I didn't build on background and build on few. That is the amazing kids that we're sitting with. They already have this understanding of their digital world to the natural world or to the real world than we will ever have. And some of my generation will now remember Matrix. That was the real world and the digital world, or the machine world. And that made us all freak out, because what is going on? But these kids are seamlessly integrating into both, which is amazing. These kids are also extensively engaged, and research show that they are spending over 40 hours a week on their devices. Now, I'm not saying, and disclaimer, I'm not endorsing screen time, especially in foundation phase. I don't know about high school. JC, if you're there, you want to step in, yeah? Definitely not primary school. I don't know. As I said, my teenager, she was weird. She never wanted to spend time on screens or engage. She was just different. But there's the reference. Fortune, then on an article on fortune.com says that these kids spend 40 hours a week on in the digital realm. In the digital, that's not. It's a tablet, laptop,
Phone.
cell phone, any
Mm.
of those digital devices.
And then the
But
weird thing also, Liesel, is that
yeah,
some of them, if they are privileged enough, at school, they are also exposed to more
yes,
devices. They are working
yes,
on green shoots.
mm,
They are typing up their projects. They have
mm.
CAT. They have IT. They have EGD. They have all of these. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere, and what a privilege. What a privilege that some of these kids have to be able to have these devices in their educational world as well. Now, these kids, and then that's now touching on Melissa's point, where it's in the educational environment as well, where they adapt more quickly than we used to. So the example that I have is when we had to drive from my house, let's say, to the V&A waterfront. We had to literally sit with a book, and my daughter couldn't believe this, and my son is looking at me like I'm an alien. He's 10, by the way, so he's seriously this generation. So I had to sit with a book, and then I had to tag, put little paper and do little bookmarks. Now you go to page 40, and now you go to page 2, and then go to page 40. Can I just have somebody laughing with me? Because that's what we used to do. That is what we had to do to be able to get around. And we had to actually memorize what we had to do. Where this Generation Z, they process learning, their process of learning is completely different. They can multitask. They can sit in the car, follow Google Map, listen to music, and then respond to WhatsApps in the car. Because now all of a sudden Google is all in our cars as well.
Hi,
If you've
Lizelle.
got a newer car, who's that? Was that JC? Oh,
Yeah, oh, wow, my sound was horrible.
hey,
Now, technical difficulties always hit you when you least expect it.
ne, but you hear, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing good. I had everything. I was enjoying this, hearing about the different generations that use technology. And then I also want to add in my 20 cents on high school. Right, we also don't suggest that they use technology so much hours. Your
Mm,
40 hours is actually little compared to what my matrics do.
right,
So a lot of
right.
them say when they get home, say from 2 up until maybe 12 o'clock, they're just on their phones.
Mm, mm.
So it's the new generation is a
It
bit
is,
difficult.
it is. And it's a whole different discussion on how to manage it, and and that's not the point of this discussion. But yes, it definitely differs from primary school to high school. And getting back to my educational point, these kids are also rely heavily on visual information, because they have to TikTok and Instagram. It's not. We had to read stuff. You Google it, and then you have to go run through Google. These days, if I want to, and I find myself in that same environment, and sometimes I stop myself and I'm thinking, I'm turning into a Gen Z, because I find myself engaging more and easier with a YouTube video than reading an article. So I'd rather YouTube a video on how to fix something than following a, a step-by-step guide that a Google search gives me. So that is, in a nutshell, Gen Z, and this is who we teach. And we are going to unpack over the next 2.5 sessions, how do we engage with this, incorporating AI. Now, this is extremely, extremely interesting. They also call Gen Z the digital natives. And this is a very interesting, I'm just looking for the name. Here we go. This term or phrase or label, I don't know, was coined by Mark Prensky. So you can go and look up on him as well, go YouTube a video. And he coined it that Gen Z is digital natives. Now, let's look at what that means. Digital natives that's in their natural environment. Where Melissa and my generation, Melissa, I think you're about my age. Apologies, don't be insulted, ne? But
Never true, never true.
Ne? What's my generation? What is our 80s babies? Help me quickly. Who were
We
we?
are millennials,
Oh,
Liesl.
millennials. Oh, yes. Oh, true. How can I forget? Sure. Come on, insulting myself over here. Oh, my goodness. Okay. We as millennials, and this is where we also a little bit special, because we had to immigrate. Listen to my word. We had to immigrate into this digital environment where the Gen Z generation were naturally into this environment. And it is so interesting where we had to get used to YouTube. We had to get used to learning on tablets and email and just being on our phones. My daughter, okay, she is still Gen Z. She's happy typing an essay on her phone. I want to die. I need a keyboard. She's happy with just her thumbs and a small little keyboard. And one day I want to do a research on how fast these kids can actually type on their little keyboards, and then how fast us that were taught the traditional way of a keyboard. I can't almost not work with a keyboard, but they are fluent in languages and computers and computer games. Like I said, this little 8-year-old or 7-year-old this morning, she blew me away and says, Miss Maritz, but it's a real world and a digital world. They already naturally, almost like it's like naturally, they're saying they're born with cell phones in their hand, and it's not far from, it's kind of true. They just naturally understand what is going on in the world around them on computers, video games, the internet, social media, how social media works. They also, as I said, extensive hours on technology and all platforms, and now also in our school environment. And I know a lot of schools have started. I know there was a time where schools said, okay, now we're going to download all our textbooks on tablets, and then there was a time where everybody had a tablet, and now I see schools are moving back to the traditional textbook, because there's just something that we just need to manage it a little bit better. And then multitasking, as I said, they can they watch a movie while they're texting a friend, while they're listening to music, and then still they follow the movie. I'm like, what? No, people, can we just do one thing at a time? But this is the world we're living in. I see my class as well. JC, I don't know how you find this. They can be on their phone and still have a conversation with you. Yes, it's rude, but they follow the conversation. They are able to actually have a proper conversation with you, following the trend. Hey, Jason, what do you say?
Luckily in my school, we have a no cell phone policy. They're not allowed to bring their cell phones to the school. So I don't really have experience in that. But I have seen it. I've seen it when at rugby practice or cricket practice. After practice, they're busy having a whole conversation with me, and they're busy typing out the whole essay to someone, which is incredible.
Yes, yes. It is incredible. That's a good word. It's incredible. Okay, yes, it's rude. We have to still teach them manners, make eye contact, all those things. But the ability of these kids to multitask and express themselves through digital media is insane. And I don't even want to get started on the new language that has now popped up. Don't get me started. So they just Gen Zs, they digital natives. The rapid information processing is completely different. And then they collaborate. They their whole social being, they almost I almost want to say, no, not their EQ, but their sense of well-being greatly depends on what they see on social media. So how many likes I have, how many shares I have, how many engagement, or how many thumbs ups or ticks or emojis I had on my post on Instagram, who follows me, who's not following me. In my days, when my friend didn't want to talk to me again anymore, she would come and tell me, we are not friends anymore. Now, I still talk to you, but I get more upset when my friend unfriends me on social media or unfollows me and drops my following number. And this is important to these kids, not because they're trying to be difficult, but this is the world that they're living in. And we have to decide how we're going to engage with that. So they thrive on collaboration, they thrive on instant feedback, and that is the core of our teaching. How do we sit with a class of 40 and still can be able to give them feedback instantly? And we're going to look at that. We're going to look at some cool tools to do that. They prefer graphic text, and they value visual communication. As I said, the TikTok generation, the Instagram generation, it's not about we had to read it. They want to see it in a picture. Okay, so that and an interesting thing is all this information, right? All this research was done in first world countries. And how do that apply? How does that all of this, how does that apply to a South African context or an African context where we are a third or developing country? An interesting study that I found when I did my research on in preparation for this is the ratio between there's a bigger ratio between device and person in Africa than anywhere else in the world. There are more cell phones in Africa to people. So let's say like every one person has got 2 or 3 devices than anywhere else in the world. And that includes the first world countries. And I'm going to read this to you just to give you a little bit of perspective. The mobile banking M-Pesa offers contactless banking only using mobile phones. According to statssa.com, 2 million users. And this was, I think this is older already, the information. 2 million users and they use over 1 billion mobile money transactions in sub-Saharan Africa. 24 billion mobile money transactions. So they transact without money. It's I can't wrap my head around it. Middle East,
Without
North
physical
Africa.
money.
No, there's no physical money, JC.
No bank card as well.
No,
Wow.
no bankrupt. It is just go and read up on it. It is absolutely amazing. It's M-Pesa, M-P-E-S-A. I don't know if I think it's abbreviation. It might be. Guys, it is incredible. Middle East and North African account for 64% of the transactions worldwide. Just on mobile transactions. No money. There's no money. And we complain, oh, we can't go moneyless, cashless. But there's already the rural areas, they cannot get money there. There's no ATMs. So they get these spaza shops and these service providers and these little internet cafes in the communities, and they have the software, and then they transact like that. So it's like a credit-based thing. My daughter tried to explain it to me because she's a business major. I still don't understand it. But just listen to these stats. It is unbelievable 64% of the world transactions are just in sub-Saharan Africa and North Africa. It is insane. And in South Africa, or all over the world, and I think more in Africa and South Africa, we are going to see that connectivity is going to become just as essential as electricity and water, because we're going to start getting to a point, and this stats, and I think, as I said, this is old already, this is going to become, we are not going to be able to work without it. And I think 60/60 is a good example of that. What did we do with before 60/60? I leave school at 7 o'clock. I don't want to now still stop at Checkers, and then they closed. I can 60/60 my stuff to school or even home, and it's waiting there for me. So it is an incredible world that we're living in. And these, as again, the potential, the soul, the mind that's sitting in front of us, how are we optimizing their learning experience for the working world? What kind of person are we sending out into the world that is going to be a contributor to our society?
Aliza,
Yes.
but it's not just for the learners, but it's also for educators. With
Mm.
AI and the development of different technologies, that's made our job also a lot easier. Because I can say from personal experience, without ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Bard or
Right.
Gemini, to set up different informal activities in the classroom took hours. Now I just type in that I want an activity about
Yes.
pronouns and nouns, and then creates a whole activity with memos. So it saved
Yes.
me a lot of hours.
Yes. And I'm not going to answer that question now, but JC has hit the nail on the head. You have summed up my whole presentation in one sentence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
No,
Sorry.
no. I love it, JC, because you're echoing you echoing we're saying it in unison. How are we optimizing the world we're living in? Yes, okay, for the kids in front of us, but JC, you are using AI to optimize your time to get to the child that's sitting in front of you, right? So you are saving yourself time and using AI to connect to the child, to connect with the child that's struggling. Because now you less tired, you less overwhelmed with all the stuff, the admin that you still need to do, and you can get to the core of what we do, the child in front of us. And I love that. But now, here is a good question. What is digital wisdom? Now, that's not it's the exact same thing about the tomato. Wisdom is what knowledge is, knowing the tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is the sense of not putting it in a fruit salad. I don't know if you guys have heard that. That's just in my head. But if we talk about digital wisdom, it is the exact same thing. Digital literacy involves the understanding and use of the information on various digital platforms, right? So, and this also includes critical evaluation and the construction of new. So, what this essentially means is, I know, I'm talking about me personally. I know all the tools that I've seen on Instagram, on my research, on my day-to-day world, on what other people show me, on especially on what my fiance, what he does. That's literacy. I know it's there. I understand that it's there. But the wisdom is knowing how to manipulate that technology and making decisions to, and as JC said, how to use that technology, how to use that literacy and applying it to our everyday teaching, applying it to our everyday world. And the wisdom is also knowing that I can't use ChatGPT to create an image. I know ChatGPT exists, that, and I know there's so many image generators out there, and the biggest one for me is Microsoft Designer, but there's so many. But the wisdom is which one to choose in which situation to solve my foreseeable problem, my right now problem. And let me give you an example. I am I'm involved in the under-9 mini cricket. And I don't know who of us are mini cricket coaches, but it works completely different than normal hardball cricket. No, not normal cricket, hardball cricket. And I know literacy that there are thousands, okay, probably not hundreds of apps for hardball cricket. Hundreds. And I use it, wisdom. But there's not one app for mini cricket. And you can go and Google it. There's not one app. I went to my husband and I said, we are going to create one. We are going to build an app for mini cricket. Then one thing led to another. We couldn't get the app live. We can't get the app live yet. So it's still in the developing phase. But in the meantime, I thought to myself, why am I standing on a mini cricket field with a pen or a pencil and a clipboard? And it's 2025. I mean, honestly, Nia. And then my wisdom asked me, and then also you have to do serious math. And these kids are jumping and up around what's the target, who won, what's that a wicket, what's the score? And you have to plus and minus and minus and plus and we have programs that does that for us. It's called Excel. So all I did was I put my score sheet in Excel and I added formulas. I'm standing there with my tablet. And now, because I have the wisdom and I can manipulate the technology that I have to apply it to my problem, I have more time to talk to my team. I have more time to say, hey guys, this is where you mess up. This is where we need to fix this. This is where you're doing well. Oh, look at this. This was amazing. And the other teacher, the other coach is still doing the math. That is the difference between literacy and wisdom. How are we applying it? And that's what we're also going to unpack. Right. So before we go on, JC, I want to, if you are possible, or Melissa, if you can help. JC, I think are you on your machine? Can you run a poll for me quickly? Olio.
I'll do it, Lizzo.
Jace. Okay, cool. Thank you,
I'm
Melissa.
here. Don't worry. I'm running the
Yeah.
poll.
I have. So thank you for my helping hand this afternoon. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so quickest fingers first. It doesn't matter. Run a poll for me, and the poll is: how often do you use AI? And the options are
Use
daily,
AI daily,
often, once a
often.
week. I've never used AI. And now I'm not talking about what we spoke about, Netflix, and actually used a tool to do something with your world, your teaching, or your personal life. Right, run that poll for me quickly, and then I can't see the chat. Check in with me. What is the feedback?
Okay, Ms. Bailey, I don't think my poll is working, so can you do it, please? Technical difficulties just hitting me today for the first time.
It's okay. The colleagues
It's
can just
okay.
type it in the chat.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can do that as well. So daily, that means there's not a day that goes by that you don't have some kind of AI influence in your world. Often, so it's like once in a while. Okay, I'll touch on it. What else did I say?
Once a
I
week.
can't remember. Oh, once a week or never.
So there's a lot of people that's actually saying daily, and there's a
Oh,
lot of people
cool.
that's saying often. There's a few saying
Good.
once a week, but no one said never.
I love that. I love that. No one says never. That is what I want to hear, because that means we are already engaging. Love it. Love it. Okay. I think we're going to stop the poll because I think I have my answer. Right. Now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of AI. And I'm going to explain how AI generates text, how it actually works. So a little bit on the background. So keep up with me. I'm not going to get too technical, but let's go. AI has the ability to understand what what is asked of it and then provide the relevant responses. But, and I have to say, again, when this course was created, a lot of AI tools were still in the beta phase, meaning it's still learning and still developing. A lot of these new AI models can either do it in real time, or their data set has been updated. But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Melissa and JC, up until recently, all our, for example, our internet search based AI models like Gemini and Claude and all that, they were only programmed to raw information, I think, from up until 2012, nothing before that. And then, so it is still limited, and it allows also how it works is, let's think about Google, and then let's think about an AI model that we interact with. Now, Google, you type in, show me a picture of, give me an article about AI, and it just gives you a response, and you have to go and sift through it. Where AI interacts with you and say, are you satisfied with your response, or how else can I help you, or something like that, or it'll actually prompt you back and say, how have you thought about asking me these questions? We'll look at that now. It can predict the words and phrases, and associate that with the output and input. So what you prompted, and we can look at prompting, what you prompted, it will predict word for word what the output will be. Okay, so let's look at this. And forgive me if I fall over my words. I've reached my 50,000 words today, but this is basically how it works. So on your screen, you'll see that it says there, quantum mechanics is. Now, AI is based on probability. And this is now why AI is only developed by the very smart people, because it will sense, okay, what does he think the probability of the next word is going to be? So is it A, 4.5, base 3.8, and so on. And based on that probability, also these days with our dated AIs, it learns how you speak. If you interact a lot with chat, if you interact a lot with Copilot, even Claude, all these, especially the large language models, LLM, it learns your typing style. Voice recognition, Alexa recognizes my voice much easier than it does my husband, because I interact much more with her than my husband. So it is based on the probability. And then it will say, for example, quantum mechanics is fundamentally, and then it goes on and it predicts word for word. So it will start, the last one you'll see here, it says quantum mechanics is fundamentally a probabilistic theory. And it thinks what you are going to say. And it thinks word for word what the response is going to be. Right. And asking itself, so what is the give and take so far? So what should the next word be? I know that sounds very technical, so please don't fret about it. Please don't worry too much about it. But it's just a little bit of for our how does it work, people that has that question in their mind. I hope that answers that very, very fundamentally. I'm seeing the word very basically. You're more than welcome to go and Google some theory. A good course to go and do is Amazon. AWS is AI fundamental AI training, and they're prompting engineering. It's really a good course to do. And then, so chat is choosing the REST responses step by step. So you might prompt it for something to generate or create, and it's step by step, word for word, based on the probability and based on how you interacted with it in the past.
Liesel?
Right. Yes.
So I'll just add my 20 cents. So what I've noticed about AI as well is that you can basically train your AI. because the responses will go with the way that you ask them to respond. So the next time you
Yes,
ask your AI to do something, it will adjust to the way that you said it the previous time. Especially with
absolutely.
ChatGPT, I've noticed now they give you two options of replies. Whichever one you like, that will basically train it for the future answers
Yes,
that you ask
yes,
or the prompts.
yes. I just got a message that I have 30 minutes left. All right. I want to jump, and JC, this is now where you're going to help me. I want to jump to some of the actual. So, okay, let's just quickly go back to my presentation. So, yes, ChatGPT, but we've got so many other tools that's great now. It is like Google, but not. We've chatted about that. I want to get to prompting is king. This is, we all know what, I think we all know what chat looks like. Sorry, let me just flip through this. Here's where I want to get to. Prompting. And prompting is how you interact with any tool. There's not just one tool. AI is not just one thing. AI is the right tool for the right job. You are not going to try and fasten a nut with a screwdriver. You need the right tool for the right job. And here's Meta, and Meta is also I'm just going to jump. Sorry. Meta has evolved in so many ways, but we're going to look at very quickly writing a story, adjusting prompts, all of those things. You can see it on my screen. But there's three things that I want us to really concentrate. And if you don't make any notes or haven't taken a photo of my screen, please do this. This is a framework, a very basic, please, a very basic framework of how you interact with any AI. The first, and I got this off of a AI guru off of YouTube. So the first one is how. Tell it how you want it to act. For example, AI, ChatGPT, or Copilot, you are a grade 5 history teacher. Okay? That's who I want you to be. Or you are a graphic designer, or you are an architect. The next one is what? What do you want it to do? Create a lesson. I want a please do now. I want an exit ticket. I want a rubric. What do you want it to do? And then the last very basic step, and really, guys, this is really basic. You can go for, there's so many frameworks that you can use. This is really just the start. And I've tested this. And that's why I said, really? Yes. Add this to your prompt. Ask me clarifying questions you need to give me the best results. So you asking chat or Copilot or a LLM, a large language model, to chat back to you and say, did you consider which curriculum to use? Did you consider what subject to use? Right? So you asking it, communicate back to me, and it does. It really works. All right. So we are going to look at some ideas. So some tools. So I've gone ahead and I have prepared some prompts. So we're going to look at some tools. And we are going to look at, MS Designer. So that this belongs to Microsoft. It's all the free versions except for Canva, obviously, is the teacher's version. So let's go to chat. And chat is now voice activated, so you can also talk to it. And it does Afrikaans, guys, and it does Afrikaans so well. And I'm so proud of ChatGPT for doing Afrikaans. So whoop, whoop for us teachers who couldn't always use any of these tools because it didn't do Afrikaans. Okay, so I'm going to put it in here. You are a grade 5 teacher. Create a lesson plan on the topic ancient Egypt. Base it on the South African CAPS curriculum. Include a PDN and an exit ticket. I'm going to plonk it in there and I'm going to hit result, enter. There it goes. And here, remember I said, ask me clarifying questions. Right, here it is. How long is the lesson? What is the class level? So there it automatically asks Bloom's taxonomy, focus areas, learning objectives, materials, and then There it goes. So you can now say, oh, sorry, oh, flip, oh, I forgot to say, okay, my lesson must be 40 minutes. So now you can, your follow-up prompt can say, lesson of 40 minutes there, right? Now it readjusts it. So there was the previous one. There it's got a quiz, an assessment tool, a warm-up, my assessment, your exit ticket. There is a practice. Done. It's done. But here is a rock in the pool. Here's the ripple. You cannot take any of this by face value. You cannot just copy and paste. Please, ladies and gentlemen, check your facts, especially if it's stuff like history, natural sciences, but everything you do. Chat, all of these models are just that. They are computer generated models. They make mistakes. They can hallucinate. They lie to you. If they don't have the answer, remember, they want to look smart. If you ask them what is the latest news, who won the Oscars on Sunday, and it's not dated by the internet, it's gonna lie to you. And they call it hallucination. So here you can see, okay, beautiful lesson plan. I'm now going to ask, please create a rubric about this in Afrikaans. Go. Kyk daarso. Kyk daarso mense. Gaan ons net hande klap. Julle, hier is ons werk klaar gedoen vir ons. This is a game changer. Again, don't just copy and paste. Go through it, see what is, and especially check the language. But my Afrikaans colleagues have gone through this and they are highly impressed with this. There. Beoordelingsskaal. Good grief, that's good. Onvoldoende, voldoende, goed, uitstekend. Guys, chat can do Afrikaans. Okay, now I'm going to show you Canva. Now, I don't know who is familiar with Canvas AI.
I love Canvas AI.
I know. Okay, so
it saves me so much time.
I know, but I do the fun version. Okay, so here I've prepared a letter for parents. It's a quick letter and it's boring. We're excited about our upcoming exotic world. Please take note of the following arrangements for the outing. Boring. All right, let's throw it through Canva. Right, I'm going to paste it there. Good grief, it's very big. Can Canva please just fix that, because it always does that. All right, so you see there is my letter. Very boring. Now look at this little thingy, this little tool. And I realized that a lot of AIs use that little star as an icon for AI. Here's my AI. Click on it. And you see then you will have here so many options, guys, and sprinkle fairy dust. Oh my good grief, this is so much fun. It actually fairies it up. Very girly. Okay, so if you click on more fun, it will give you a different response. I can hardly contain my excitement of our upcoming adventure to Accenture. Here's the scoop of our outing. Don't forget to send back the name form. It's a must. Buses will roll back at around 1 p.m. Good grief, this is now so much fun. I just give us a shout. And if it's, again, if the situation, don't go and now respond to an angry parent with this, obviously. But now you can say, okay, more like this, but this. So that's your prompting. So I can also go say, make it more serious. Custom prompt, rewrite, fix spelling, continue writing more formal. Okay. So here you can use, and I know our school, we don't use AI for our report writing, but you can definitely for sure use a Canva tool like the tool just to rewrite it for you, just to see what different wording they use. And there it is. So if you like it, you click replace. If you don't like it, you undo. That's how simple it is. It is amazing. I don't know. Melissa, is there something that's coming up about Canva? Because it's just or I think there is something about Canva, but it's just amazing. The tools that's available, and we all like Canva because they love teachers and we love them for loving us. And then the last one that I want,
Especially
yeah,
since you can get the free version, if you just upload
yes,
something to say you're an educator.
yeah, yeah. True, true, true. And if you don't know how to do that, please contact me or JC or even Melissa if that's allowed. We will guide you through the process of getting the absolute free version of Canva. Right. So we've looked at LLM, a large language model. We looked at Canva, which can do so many other wonderful things. Now let's quickly look at a image designer. So I like MS Designer because it's free. And by the way, I'm also using the free version of Chat. I don't pay for Chat. And don't always spend your money. Look for tools that is free for most of what it offers. All right, so I love this. I use it a lot. So we are going to also prompt it again. How do you want it to act? What do you want it to do? And obviously with a MS Designer, you don't have to ask it for feedback or for options. Clarifying questions. So we just click generate. This takes a while, but if I can just scroll down to what I've done previously while we wait for it does take a few minutes. There, I've played around with realistic Lego, where I've tried to make myself in AI. And look, look, that one, that one. Look at this one. Kind of cute, eh? Kind of realistic. Look, see. Okay, so let's see if
That's
it's
super
done.
cool.
It is, right? Okay, so here is an image. So remember, what was our prompt? Our prompt was design a logo for our next topic, which is ancient Egypt. Now let's tweak this a little bit. Design a realistic logo. It's one word in your prompt, and you have a different result. Let's check this out. Our school is turning 70, so a lot of the teachers wanted a 70 kind of cover for their planning books. It was so much fun playing around with that. Obviously Christmas was just ridiculous amount of fun. I'm a Springbok fan, so that's what I did for the sports office. And once you start with this, it's kind of addictive, so be careful. Fair warning. All right, so now you can see the design looks different. Disclaimer, check it out. Look at the text. It doesn't, remember, a image generator is just that, images. So it's not always going to get your text right, but then you can throw it into Canva, and then there's some tools and tips that you can use to extract it and put your own thing in it. It is amazing. Okay, so those are our three tools that we looked at and what is possible. And I know we don't, I can go on about this for 3 hours. But just to get back to my presentation, is it going to kill our jobs? No. Is it going to kill education as we know it? Yes. And thank goodness for that. Yes, it is going to. I am so glad that we are not teaching, that finally we are getting away from desks like we've done 200 years ago. Okay?
Liesel,
Yes.
there's a message in the chat for your question,
Mm.
perhaps. So
Mm.
Peter John van Wyk asks, is there an order in which teachers should explore the tools? Like which ones are essentials and teachers should make a great effort to use regularly?
I would say these three. Yes. And the best way to do that is through Instagram. So Instagram and YouTube, the videos are 10 minutes, 30 minutes long. I don't have time for that. But the most that I've learned on, especially Canva, is Instagram. And I don't sleep. So my Instagram feeds are littered with stuff, hacks and new features and stuff like that on my Instagram feed. So it's like 30 seconds, 1 minute long. So to answer the question, Canva, ChatGPT, and for images, MS Designer, because there's so many more templates that you can use on MS Designer. So that's especially why I use that. There's so many other tools for text, exams, assessments, emails, all of that. ChatGPT, for creative stuff, worksheets, fixing things, images, all of that, just fun and engaging things. Canva, and then logos and designs and pictures for your assessment, MS Designer. And it's also very friendly, user friendly.
Okay,
So
one
I
more
hope,
question.
yes, go.
Right, and then Farron Meyer asks, which one is the best for an Afrikaans teacher, especially for creating lesson plans?
Chat.
ChatGPT.
Chat, yes. Whoop, whoop. A year ago, I would say I don't know, but they've really invested a lot in chat. But don't throw Microsoft away. Microsoft has embedded in their Word, the program Word, Publisher, all of the text. They have beautiful Afrikaans embedded in it, and also go check out the Read Aloud tool on Microsoft. But if it's Afrikaans, chat. You can even explore talking to chat in Afrikaans, and it does it. It is amazing. It is. I'm over time. It is amazing. All right. To get back to my presentation, learners will cheat. It's going to happen. We learned to cheat 10 years ago with new technology. We learned to start cheating when we had phones. They're going to cheat. We're not going to get around with it. We can't stop it. And yes, it is, and yes, they do. Yeah, okay, yeah, they do. But we need to change the way we work. So we need to optimize it. We need the AI talks to Bloom's taxonomy in so many ways. It is engaging in critical thinking. I want to skip to this very important last nugget, and this is what takes it all together. Humans will always need humans. Remember the Terminator? It doesn't exist. It's a movie. Humans will always need humans, but it's up to us to make ourselves valid. Like JC, he doesn't remember a time before he used all this AI tools, but now he has the time, especially in high school, to connect to those teenagers. Because and me too. I don't. How did I ever work without AI? And I want to stop there. I don't think I'm going to go further than that. I know I'm running over time. I'm having an enormous amount of fun. Is there any other, before we say goodbye, Melissa, is there a final word from you?
Hi, Liesel. We still have 20 minutes left. You
Really?
can,
I thought I had an
yes.
hour and a half.
Yeah,
Is
half
it
past
2
3
hours?
to 5. Oh, not a maths teacher.
Julle mense. Oh, okay. Ek vir dit net al mense who had something to ask. Is there any questions before I go back to my presentation? Let's
No,
just
there's no questions in the chat, Liesel. You answered
I
most
have
of
a
the questions
question,
already.
Liesel. I
Okay.
am now on my Canva and I am not finding the magic right anywhere for some or other reason. So I've gone off my, because I have the desktop application and I have the online version. So is it only on the online version or is it on the desktop version as well?
Okay, no, it's both. All right.
Okay.
So the
Maybe I
most
have to
important,
update or something.
yes. So everybody still sees my screen. No, 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 no. It's there. No, it's got nothing to do with an update. It's there. Let me just explain to you. Or let me ask you this: when you opened the Canva, did you open and it asks you what you want to do? Like when you go home, create a design. So let's just really literally go home. So when you open Canva, it looks like this, right? And they keep on changing it, so that sometimes is frustrating because you just get used to the format and the layout, and then they change it again. But Melissa, what did you choose up here? Or create
I
a
just went
design?
to an existing
Okay,
existing
be
one.
careful. Be careful, because you can't do it in a video. You can't do it in it has to be, so Canva is a lot of things in one. It's a image designer, it's content creation, it's a Word document, it's a presentation. So you have, if you want to use the magic tool right thingy, the magic tool, the magic right AI feature in Canva, can't call it a thingy, choose, I always start with a doc. That's like Word, right? Click on doc. And even if you go, if I go back, even if I go back and I say create a design, there it is again. And there it is again. So it's all over the place. But you can't do it, for example, in a social media post or a video. So you're going to go to a doc. So that you have to play a little bit in between. So
Okay, got
you,
it.
you
Got it. Got
yes,
it.
so
Got it.
you see. So there it is at the top, Magic Write, because I am in the large language model feature of Canva, if that makes sense. If I go back and I say to Canva, okay, I want to do video, and I want to do a story, Instagram story. It's not there. See, even if I go to text, it's not there. So you have to be careful. That's why I'm saying Canva takes a little bit of getting used to, because and here it is, because but then you have to use a text box. So it anywhere where you use text, then it'll help, if that makes sense. Then it will be there. Just go look for it. Does that answer your question, Melissa?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you
Okay.
for teaching me something.
Okay. I'm so glad I have 15 minutes, guys. I'm dying to show you this. So on Canva, you can create I'm going to go home. You on Canva, you can create labels like I did here, like I did there, labels. But what do you think we need to do? You think, okay, like in PowerPoint or in Publisher, you need to do it one by one, right? In Publisher, you have to go to the first slide and then the second one and the third one and then type the names one by one by one. Nuh-uh, not anymore. Right, let me quickly show you this trick. And Melissa, is this recorded?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yes. So go back to this recording, skip ahead if you don't want to hear all the other stuff, and just if you do nothing else, just to look at this. Okay, so you're going to go up to here and you're going to say create a design, and you're going to say in here a name tag. Okay, it's going to give you these templates. Choose one of these, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm going to choose table name cards. We all need to do this at the beginning of the year, guys. This was an absolute game changer for me. All right, now you're going to choose a template, whatever, whatever is suits your class. Or Melissa, if you are planning an event and you want name cards on the table, whatever the case may be. So I'm still going to choose this one. Okay. Can you see there's only one? There's one slide, nothing more. Okay. Now, bear with me. I just need to go and find this. Okay. So now I don't want to work hard. I want to work smart. Remember, that's now the whole theme of this 3-part course. You're going to go down where it says apps. Now, I've already used it, but you're going to look for this little icon here on the right, on the left. It says apps. Click on it. And then it's the search bar. You're going to type in bulk create. Right? Enter. And you're going to click on this little, the first one. Don't ignore the rest. Click on the first one. Now, at the bottom, you'll see here, there's two ways. Enter manual in the data manual. No, we don't. We want to upload our data because we are cool and we are teachers of the 2025 era. So we're going to upload the data. But I first want to show you what I'm talking about. So in Excel, you're going to type your name. So we use Staffroom as a managing tool. Whatever, if you can download it, and you can download it in an CSV or an Excel spreadsheet, doesn't matter. Now you'll see there's two formats: names and surnames, and names. Okay, so everybody see this? Right, I'm going to go back to Canva. I'm going to say upload data, and I'm going to go and see if I can quickly find it. Yeah. All right. No, that's the wrong one. Upload daughter. Names. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's just quickly close it. Sorry, Canva. Right. Okay. Now look. Right. This is my thing. Okay. So look, it's going to ask you where in your Excel spreadsheet do you want the data from? I only want column B. So I'm going to say column B1 to column B27. So that's the range that I'm choosing. You're going to click on continue at the bottom. And then on your name tag, where Canva have given you the first name, you're going to right click. And then you're going to look for this little doodah, connect data. Click on it. Then you're going to click on the name and then continue. See ya. Now you can be cool and you can say select all or only select some or select a few or whatever the case may be. But then let's generate it all. Ta-da! There are all your name tags. How amazing is that? Guys, we need to work smarter, not harder. And I didn't know this until 4 nights ago. When I couldn't sleep, I was on Instagram. I saw this post of another teacher who's just an absolute Canva dolphin and a guru. I follow her, and then I go try out these things for myself. How amazing is
Liesl,
that?
you made the teachers very, very happy. I think that's the most exciting thing.
Woohoo!
It's wonderful. It's a
I
complete game
know.
changer for
I
time,
know.
time.
I know.
Liesl,
Time. Yes.
you have a question in the chat. So Elizabeth
Yeah.
House, I think they must how Miss House. So Miss House is also one of our transformation agents. So she asks, what is the
Yes.
difference between Canva and Class Dojo?
Okay. So Class Dojo.
Canvas, not
Canvas.
Canva.
Canvas.
I
Canvas.
don't know Canvas. I know Class Dojo. Class Dojo is a class management tool where you can interact. You can, the kids have an avatar and you can connect to the parents and you do all fun things with it. I don't really know Canvas.
So Canvas is also a learning management system where you can upload the resources for learners. You can do some marking there as well, but it's a paid for service.
Okay. And Class Dojo is free.
I haven't paid for it.
No, yeah, Class Dojo is free. Okay. One more thing I want to show you on Canva. Guys, you can now do, all right, now I want to change the font, right? So again, here is your magic right in your little tab at the bottom here. But I want to change the font, but now I want to be really cool. And I don't see the font that I want to use. So this is really boring. Now you go to elements. You see, guys, I can keep you busy. And you say 3D letters. And it takes a little bit of time, but if you have like a welcome door or a poster that you want to do it, and it's just a once-off thing, you can use it. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Check it out. Check that fluffy R. Can we just look how cute that is?
Liesl,
I'm gonna, yeah.
I have a question. So all of
Yes,
these
Josie.
cool eccentrics, is this also on the free version or is this on the education premium version?
It's on the it's everywhere where you see this little edu thingy, this little graduation hat, that is the free version. So I am on the free version, and it's so easy to get the free version. You follow the prompts, you get a letter from your school, you verify your email address. Don't use your Gmail, use your school email address, and they verify you. And they're not full of nonsense. It's not difficult at all to get the free version at all.
And please use your WCG schools
Yes.
account, please.
Okay, is there, I know, guys, I can keep you busy, and I think, Melissa, I must sign up for the Canva thing because this is just driving me insane. I've got so much to say, I'm bursting. So I think I must sign up for the Canva thingy. But is there any questions about chats? how to interact with it, the prompt. So, okay, let's think about it. You think about it. I'm going to say now, chat gave me an Afrikaans rubric about Egypt. Okay. I'm now going to say to chat, I am not happy. Please try again. Okay, that's the free version. Go away. Can we go away? Now I must log in first. But there you can see at the background, it's working. Did you see that? It's running constantly. It's now, okay, fine. I'm trying again, all of the jazz. Okay, now this is actually a good thing that this happened. Now you think, oh, my work is gone. No, it's not. If you look on the left-hand side, here are all the things that I've done so far. Absolutely amazing. And go and do yourself. Load your CV and ask it to write a bio about yourself.
Liesel,
It
5 minutes
really,
left. Liesel, 5 minutes full left.
yes. Okay. So what Canva, what I like about chats. Oh, yes. Guys, this is also a game changer. You know that very annoying PDF that we receive and that policy document, but it comes in PDF. You gooi it in Canva in chat, you upload it in chat, you click on this little plus sign, you say upload, and it analyzes the PDF for you. It can change the PDF. It can fix spelling mistakes in PDF. Can we? It's just amazing. Okay. I've got 5 minutes left. Is there any questions about ChatGPT? Tracy, any questions?
There's none there in the chat, Liesel.
Okay.
Everyone is
Do
just
I
shocked and wowed by your Canva demonstration.
I know.
And then
I
Ms.
think I've
Bailey
lost it.
also added a link to the Canva education, which is a
Oh,
step-by-step
cool.
to show you how
Okay.
to register for the education version.
Thank you. Okay. So if in my last 4 minutes or 2 minutes, just to go back to Microsoft Designer, if you see at the top ribbon over here, it has templates already done for you. Invitation, so that year-end function or the special events function at school. Please don't go work hard, go work smart. There's invitations for you. Monograms, that is absolutely gorgeous. Go and play around with it. But my personal experience, if you open a new tool, where do I start? What do I do? Right? Go and let Instagram and all the people who've done the hard work for you, go follow those cool people, and they will teach you how to interact with all these amazing tools. All right, guys, with 3 minutes left, I had an amazing time. I think my enthusiasm and my passion about AI and integration in AI came through. um, let's lean in. Let's be vulnerable. Let's realize the why. You know, Simon Sinek says we need to realize the why. Brené Brown says we have to lean in. We have to be vulnerable. We have to lean in to what is coming next. Okay, with 3 minutes to spare. Can I have a thumbs up? Can I have a reaction? Thank you so much for joining us. Please follow the link where Melissa has left for to follow the free version of Canva. It is really very simple to use. And I will see you. I'm now not sure about the date, but Melissa has sent out meeting requests and it's on the invite as well. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, and have an inspiring, mind-changing afternoon.
Thank you for that, Liesel. If you don't mind, we've